Now that we got all the honourable and dishonourable mentions out of the way, let's proceed with the top 5 movies of summer 2015. Just a quick reminder, publicly released in the UK between May and August. Got that? Good, let's roll. After all that pre-production drama, AntMan still turned out to be a pretty damn good movie. Would Edgar Wright's version have been any better? Possibly, but unless we find a way to visit alternate realities, we're never finding out. Though certain aspects of the Marvel formula are starting to get played out at this point, AntMan keeps things just fresh enough, with a unique sense of humour, imaginative action sequences, and strong performances from Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas. Not the best Marvel movie, but far from the worst, and a good way to tide fans over until Civil War breaks out next year. After the dull slogs that were funny people in This Is 40, I was starting to worry that Judd Apatow had lost his funny bone and had turned into a second-rate James L. Brooks. But Trainwreck is a breath of fresh air in the rom-com genre, by being one that feels honest about the state of romance in the modern era, while still being satisfying on an emotional level. Amy Schumer's screenplay is crass and vulgar, but it also has a lot of genuine weight and manages to shoot or twist the conventions of the genre into something unique, and her performance suggests she has great potential, even beyond her comedy roots. The fact this franchise has managed to stay alive for nearly 20 years is baffling, but the fact that it's only getting better with each installment is even more astounding. Rogue Nation takes what Ghost Protocol did best and spreads it into a more consistently enjoyable movie with the most cohesive and interesting plot in a Mission Impossible film yet. Sure, there's no set piece quite like the Dubai sequence, but as a whole this fifth adventure has more than enough thrills to quench your thirst for Tom Cruise throwing himself into increasingly ridiculous situations. But it's Rebecca Ferguson who ultimately steals the show, as the mysterious woman who finally serves as an equal match for Cruise's daring do. Be on the lookout for her, because she deserves a bright future. Anyone who still says Pixar's lost their touch after seeing this movie has clearly let their core emotions die. Then again, Cars 2 can do that to people. Inside Out is an imaginative and heart-wrenching story that deals with surprisingly adult themes for an animated kids film. It's bright, hilarious, and full of heart, but it's also mature enough to acknowledge that not everything about childhood is all sunshine and roses. It accomplishes the daunting task of crafting fleshed out and endearing characters who are actively defined by the emotions they represent, and it teaches kids the important lesson that there's an appropriate time and place for every feeling, even sadness. Simple in concept, but masterful in execution, Inside Out definitely deserves to be part of any good family's permanent collection. Okay, a man playing a guitar that shoots fire on top of a car in front of a wall of speakers. Need I say more? Mad Max Fury Road reignites a long-dormant franchise like 100 adrenaline shots to your eyeballs, crafting an exhilarating thrill ride that is literally just a 2-hour action sequence and somehow makes it work. Gorgeous cinematography, amazing stunt work, seamless cooperation between practical and digital effects, the list goes on. But beyond pure spectacle, Fury Road also manages to work in a straightforward but engaging story that comments on relevant issues like dwindling resources, religious extremism, and the role of women in a male-dominated society, all with nuance and subtlety. An action masterpiece that puts its contemporaries to shame, Mad Max Fury Road is working proof that you can make a film filled with ridiculous high-concept ideas and still make it clever, meaningful, and accessible to a wide audience. Fuck yeah, this movie is awesome.